Yeah. Just in case y'all wondering, that's what I do in the morning sometimes. But nah, good morning, y'all. We got a casting to go to today, which means a potential job for modeling. So I'm gonna take y'all with me there, and I'm gonna get this thing off my face and really start talking. All right, bye. Yo, so we're out here. God damn, it's on my eye. We're out here on this beautiful Monday. We got a casting today for some tech company, so I'm walking to my Uber. Hopefully he doesn't leave my ass. Honestly, I've been rushing. You see, I got the clean shave, boy. But yeah, I'm like rushing, trying to find this Uber, but yeah, I think this is it. It's not it. All right, let's go find it. All right, y'all, what is good, YouTube? Past couple days been like pretty chill. Yeah, and I had a modeling casting for some tech company. Hopefully I got that. We're about to get into this much asked video. I've been asked multiple times from multiple subscribers and friends to do a vocal mixing tutorial. Now, I'm not an engineer. I'm a producer that can engineer. And I'm also evolving my engineering craft like I'm evolving my producing craft. So I'm gonna show you what I do on my vocals. If you guys have not heard any of my songs, link is in the description. I have like 6 songs out, all on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, whatever you want, SoundCloud, everything. So just go make sure to check them out. But I'm gonna let you guys know what I do for my master. I'm gonna let you guys know what I do for my vocals. So let's get into it. All right, so first off, I'm gonna let you guys hear the song. It's not out yet, but I'm thinking about dropping it soon. I'm dropping a song every week, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, but here's the song. Shout out Hollywood for the beats. My old roommate in college. So that was the chorus. Hope y'all like that. And what I'm gonna show you guys is to get my vocals kind of like that and kind of full. I layered my vocals a lot. So I layered it with a high take, which is right here. I layered it with a lower take right here, and then another low take, which is right here. So, and then I kind of panned them, but I'm gonna let you guys see it. And here's what my chain looks like. It's kind of unorganized because of the colors, but yeah. So here's my main Vox. What I have on it, I'll let you guys hear. Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. Excuse the crackling, because like in FL, it's using hella CPU. But first off, I'll let you guys hear it raw. Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. And baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times. Filling up your broken heart with gracious love. Baby. Okay, so that's raw. When I record, I always put this limiter on, and I really just like turn the noise gate down, because it's usually up here, and I just turn it down, turn the threshold up a little bit, and whatever. So, next I have auto-tune. What I do with my auto-tune, obviously find the key, and it's in D minor. And for me, I play around with my retune speed sometimes, depending on how I want my vocals. Like, I'm still like learning how to use my voice and stuff. So I'm really just playing around with it. You can play around with the retune speed, and more so when you go fast, it's more auto-tune. Trust me, I really mean it. And when you go slow, it's not. Trust me, I really mean it. It's like not really any auto-tune at all. You can also, for these, you can also like bypass or remove notes if it doesn't sound good. So I can remove D or E. Trust me, I really mean it. And you can hear how it's changing the auto-tune. So that's just the first thing I did. Next thing I did is I add some compression. So I added a fruity limiter, which is obviously for Fruity Loops. I went to the compressor, and a compressor acts as like, it basically like makes your vocals like linear. So there would be some that's super loud, some that's super quiet, and you basically want to like compress them to they're all the same, all going basically straight, whatever. you want to say. Let's listen to it with it on.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
Now off.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
And you can hear that, like, trust me is really high. You can even kind of see it up here at the dB. So you can listen for trust me, I really mean it.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
And then with the fruity limiter on.
Trust me, I really
right down
mean
here.
it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
And so that all comes with the compression. So what I did was I lowered the threshold, and with the visual compressor, you can kind of see where the waveforms are at. So I just lowered the threshold.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love
to kind of middle of like the vocals, you know, because you can see where it's too loud here, and it's cutting those frequencies off and bringing them lower. So you can see that right here. For the ratio is basically how much the compression is going to act when it hits that certain threshold. I personally like when I can see it, but when you have a normal compressor that's not visual, you kind of have to go by the dBs and kind of your ear to see where you want to have your threshold and whatnot. So, all right, so next I EQ'd my voice. EQ'd it around 150 because I have a deeper voice, a bassy voice. So I did it like around here. Boosted some of the highs because it sounded pretty good around here. And some of these lows I took out because I boosted the highs. Or, I mean, some of these mids I took out because I boosted the highs. So, with the EQ.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me.
Without the EQ.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me.
You will be able to see it too. So, even if I put it all the way out, you can see all these waveforms. You can see all those waveforms that are still there, and that's kind of, it would make it muddy within the mix. All right, so next I add another compressor. I EQ a little bit more out, more towards like 230, and then I really take out, this is really the one where I sweep. Sweeping is when you get a very fine, you get your EQ looking like this, and you kind of just like sweep the frequencies to see which one's like kind of bad and which ones sound bad. So I'll let you guys hear that as I'm sweeping.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me.
And you can hear like right around here, it's got a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So you would want to EQ that out, which I already did. And you don't want to do too much because obviously you don't want to take out too many frequencies without giving some frequencies. So you just gotta take it out just a little bit. And it really does make a difference in the whole mix. Next, I have a sound goodizer. I keep it at A, turn it up, and you can kind of play with the sounds, turn it down, turn it up. It just sounded good like this for this song, so.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
Without it.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited, and baby.
You know, it kind of just brings it out, brings it up. And then for me personally, this is all personal preference now. For me personally, I add distortion to my voice. And so what I do is I go to the presets, I go to some oomph, and then I just kind of keep it like that. Turn the mix knob down and kind of have some little punk rock distortion in your voice. Because that's really what influences my music a lot. It's like punk rock, 2000s.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. And baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times.
And it kind of gives it some dirtiness. I'll turn it down just a little bit for real. Next, I added another limiter to compress all of that. Because what I do is I add a bunch of stuff and then I compress.
Trust me, I really mean it. Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. And baby,
you can like hear it like sits in the mix a little bit more. Next, I added a flanges. Kept it at the normal preset. And I just kind of play with the wet knob and.
Trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. And baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times. You sealing up your broken heart with gracious love.
So yeah, flanges for some voice texture, I guess. Maximus to de-ess my voice. So I go to the presets, de-ess narrowband, and I de-ess. De-essing is basically taking out some of the high frequencies that are just like, you know, when you say S's and stuff. But so you want to take out some of those frequencies, which you can do right here. You don't want to take out too much so it sounds like you have a list. So next is I add all my reverb and delay and everything after. And what I do is I add it to a separate channel because there's no more, obviously, space. So what I can do is I can bust this track. I can right click here and route to this track only, which basically means that this track is only going to go to track 3. Track 3 is, we're going to talk about later, it's to the master bus. But track 3 is where the output of that vocal will be at. And I put some delay on it. 8-step delay, guys. I got a step. Ping pong, kept these normal. Turn down the volume, and then just play with the wet knob, guys. You know, it's basically however you want your vocals.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited.
And you can hear the delay in the background. Same with the reverb. What I did, I made the size big. I turned the wet up a little bit, and then for the most part, I turn up the decay around like 4 seconds, and the decay is basically like that reverb in the back. You know what I mean? It makes it like sound sharper, crisper, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Sounds dope. So with the reverb,
Trust me, I really mean it.
you feel me? Without reverb,
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby.
and I encourage you guys to really just like start playing around with the different knobs and the reverb delay, the EQs and everything. Because that's how I'm really doing it, to be honest. You know, just watching some videos, getting help from friends, and just like tweaking stuff to what I think sounds good. And it sounded pretty good so far. So next, I just added another EQ just around here, just because it sounded pretty good. Just wanted to boost it, make it sound better. And
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited, and baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times.
okay, so boom, we have that. And what I do is I basically just copy that same exact preset to each and every one of my vocals. So what you want to do is file, save, and you can basically just drag it into, you can basically drag this into another preset. So like drag it right there. I basically layer my voice with a lower take and pan them from right to left. So that's some sauce. So here's what it sounds like.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited, and baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times.
So basically that's what it sounds like. I basically lowered it. You know, all it is just playing with it. Sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I literally just...
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't...
It just kind of sounded dope like this, you know, sounded dope, panning them both from one take to one take on one side and the other take on the other side, and then the main vocals in the middle. I don't know, sounded dope. Last thing I do is, and it's the same thing what I do with the ad-libs too, it's all just leveling, so you can hear the ad-libs in the background. I just leveled it, kind of turned some flanges up, you maybe turn the distortion down, more reverb. I put more reverb on all my ad-libs all the time, but at least more decay, and that's what it sounds like.
Trust me, I really mean it, and baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited, and baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times, filling up your broken heart with gracious love.
Last thing is, I just started doing this, and I make a main bus to where I route all my vocal channels to, so I can like, you know, kind of control all the vocals at once. And it's the same exact way as I routed this one, 2 to 3, is what we would want to do is we want to get 3, and we want to go to that main bus, right click, and route to this track only. Route to this track only, boom. And now all the vocals are controlled by this one bus, which is good because we can now EQ, which is what I did. Just did a nice little EQ sweeping, raise some highs, and then we compress it a little bit. So I appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all want more, let me know. I can get into detail of like reverb, compression, EQ, all that stuff, but I didn't think I should on this video. I just kind of did like an overview of what I was doing on my vocals, but appreciate y'all for watching. Deuces, love y'all. This joint slaps, coming out next week, but we coming out with a song this week featuring somebody, I don't know. Deuces.
conceited. And baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times. You still lit up your broken heart with gracious lies. Baby girl, don't trust me, I really mean it. And baby, don't love me, I'm too conceited. And baby, I've crossed the line 1,000 times. You still lit up your broken heart with gracious lies. Sorry, I've been feeling you with gracious lies. I tell you I'm running up in no time. This is no lie. It's you one time. Running away from a problem. Don't know how to solve it. Girl, come back to me. You're my ecstasy. I didn't mean to start a fire. Girl, come back to me. You're my ecstasy. I didn't mean to start a fire. Start a fire.